Last of all is 1440. Good morning, it's Friday, July 17th, and we're covering stubborn unemployment numbers, details on the unprecedented Twitter hack, and stifling heat in the US. Need to know. Unemployment claims stay high. You lazy motherfuckers. The number of Americans filing initial unemployment claims remained stuck at 1.3 million last week, just 10,000 below the previous week. The figure marks the 17th consecutive week with initial claims of more than 1 million. Continuing claims dropped 400,000 from the previous week to 7.3 million. Good. Sort of. Separately, Labor Department data shows 14.3 million additional workers, typically self-employed, contractors, or gig economy workers, are receiving unemployment benefits under a coronavirus stimulus provision, which runs through the end of the year. Seriously? Why have I never heard of this before? Additional workers, typically self-employed, contractors, or gig economy workers, are receiving unemployment benefits. What the fuck? The report comes as an unemployment boost from the current stimulus package, which provides an extra $600 in weekly benefits, is set to expire at the end of this month. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican Kentucky, has said he will introduce a new $1 trillion proposal next week, emphasizing funding for school reopenings while extending unemployment benefits at a lower rate. Good. The lower rate part. McConnell has also signaled an openness to a second round of direct payments, but would likely cap the benefits at individuals making $40,000. The first round was phased out beginning at $75,000. Oh. I suppose I would still get something. Interesting. I'm conflicted. I'm always conflicted about the whole direct payments thing. Separately, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, Republican, sued to block the city of Atlanta from reversing its reopening and mandating face masks in public. Good man. Kemp has argued city laws can't be more restrictive than the state law, and reapplying restrictions would harm businesses. I'm sure it definitely does. The U.S. has reported 3.58 million total coronavirus cases, with 138,360 deaths, allegedly, as of this morning. See the moving 3-day average here. And you know what? That's 3.58 million alleged total cases also, because aren't they counting, like, if people have been tested more than once, right? And if there are antibodies, then that counts as a positive in some cases. I think I've heard something like that. Inside job at Twitter. The group behind a wide-ranging hack of high-profile Twitter accounts Wednesday likely had access to internal tools and reportedly paid an employee to facilitate access, according to reports. The company confirmed employees were targeted to gain access to internal systems, but did not confirm whether employees aided the hack. Analysts have called the incident the worst breach in company history. The scheme itself was fairly straightforward. Hackers commandeered the accounts of Joe Biden, Elon Musk, Kim Kardashian, Bill Gates, and others. Obama. Why did they never mention Obama? Promising their millions of followers they would return them twice the amount of Bitcoin they sent to a provided address. Links were still live more than 3 hours after the attack began, with at least $117,000 transferred. Fucking morons. You can actually view the wallet where payments were sent. Those behind the attack remain unidentified, but here's the best breakdown we've seen. Are they unidentified because they haven't claimed any of that money? And hopefully if they do try to claim the money, then they can be identified? Hopefully. Hello, Heat Dome. Much of the continental U.S. will swelter under hot and humid temperatures this week. Well, in Texas, it's been this the whole last week and the week before, I think. This weekend, as a stifling mass of warm air begins to move from the southeast into the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Oh, okay, southeast into the Midwest. So you only care when it's in the middle of the country? The slow-moving system triggered heat advisories from Texas to Tennessee as heat indices landed between 100 and 110 degrees yesterday. The scorching temperatures are the result of a phenomenon known as a heat dome, which occurs when hot air, usually moving in from the Pacific, gets trapped under a high-pressure system. The effects are expected to persist through at least midweek. On the other side of the globe, scientists said a record-breaking Siberian heat wave that scorched the Arctic from January to June would be nearly impossible absent global warming, occurring just once in 80,000 years. Okay. We're back on global warming? What happened to climate change? In the know. Sports, entertainment, and culture. 15 former female employees of Washington's NFL. That's the Washington Redskins, y'all. Of the Washington Redskins accused front office personnel and other employees of sexual harassment. Ugh. So, Redskins is he who must not be named, and now that the Redskins have given everybody what they want, you're just gonna finish them off with a whole batch of sexual harassment claims. Just fucking drive them into the dirt. NFL Players Union reveals 72 players have tested positive for COVID-19 since July 10th. That's not even an entire roster's worth of players. Big fucking deal. The Michelle Obama podcast, to be released July 29th on Spotify as part of a partnership between the Obamas and the streaming giant. God, motherfucker. Everybody is just dying to fork money over to the Obamas. Ugh, it's disgusting. Do you have any inkling of how rich they must be by now? Real Madrid clinches La Liga title over FC Barcelona. Football Club Barcelona will be crowned champs of Spain's top soccer league. Science and technology. Russia accused of attempting to hack research institutions and pharmaceutical companies in the US, the UK, and Canada in search of COVID-19 vaccine data. Oh. I guess they're a little behind with the whole vaccine thing. Closest photos ever taken of the sun reveal localized flares millions to billions of times smaller than traditional solar flares. Scientists pinpoint 2 genes that control the height of rice plants, allowing significantly increased flood resistance of the staple crop. Neat. Business and markets. Brought to you by Financial Modeling for Private Equity. U.S. retail sales jumped 7.5% in June, higher than expectations of 5.2%. That's because in June, I believe, there was a short lull in the panic. A very short lull, but still a lull. Target, Walgreens, and CVS join growing list of retailers to require masks in stores. All over the fucking country. U.S. 30-year mortgage rates fall below 3%, the lowest in more than 50 years. Netflix shares fall 10% in after-hours trading as company misses earnings expectations and lowers subscriber guidance. Johnson & Johnson's profits down 35% over last year as demand for medical devices and beauty products fades amid panic. Want to break into private equity? Financial Modeling for Private Equity is a self-study course that gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the industry based on real-life scenarios. Described as an absolute game changer by one first-year analyst, this course will help set you apart. Sign up today for a free trial. Politics and world affairs. Convicted murderer Wesley Ira Perky put to death. The second federal inmate put to death this week following a 17-year hiatus. Dustin Honkin, convicted of killing a family of 5 in 1993, is scheduled to be executed this morning. Let's ramp up this whole thing. Let's clear out some of those federal prisons, huh? Especially with these people who've been just in limbo for over 2 decades, geez. Supreme Court declines to hear case challenging requirement that former Florida felons must pay outstanding fines before being able to vote. Former Florida felons. Supreme Court declines to hear case challenging requirement that former Florida felons must pay outstanding fines before being able to vote. Okay. I mean, if they earned those fines. White House considering barring U.S. entry from members of China's Communist Party. Good. Let's do that. And, okay, I am all for ex-cons, former felons of Florida and otherwise being able to regain their right to vote. But I mean, that includes the stipulation that you must completely pay your debt to society. And I'm guessing these fines would fall under the category of one's debt to society. That's why. Ethiopia begins filling its Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, expected to be Africa's largest hydroelectric dam on the Nile River. Egypt, which depends heavily on the Nile, calls the project an existential threat. Huh. Yeah? Which way does the Nile flow? It's... because there's Egypt right at the top, the northeast of Africa. Is Ethiopia below that? I always assumed, probably wrongfully, because the Nile probably flows into the Mediterranean. Okay. Yeah. An existential threat. That sounds probably about right, because Egypt does historically need the Nile. What the fuck are they gonna do? Are they gonna have to pay Ethiopia to use the water? I mean, pay Ethiopia to get them to provide them with some fucking Nile water? That's troubling. Weekend reads. Today's weekend reads are curated by Polina Maranova from The Profile. The Profile is one of our favorite newsletters, featuring excellent long-form stories on people and companies in business, entertainment, tech, sports, and more. Everyone has a story, and we can all learn a lesson or two from the world's most successful. In your inbox every Sunday. Sign up now. The NFL's $503 million man, from GQ. 1 week ago, Patrick Mahomes signed the most lucrative contract in the history of sports, a 10-year deal reportedly worth up to $503 million. But as protests flared across the nation, the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback boldly called on the NFL to condemn racism. Sometimes it's not about money. It's not about fame, Mahomes says. It's about doing what's right. Oh, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, you can say that when you have all the fucking money. Man. The woman brokering peace with Boko Haram. From The Guardian. Boko Haram is a jihadi group out of Nigeria notorious for kidnapping women and girls. Aisha Wakil, a 51-year-old woman referred to as Mama Boko Haram, knew many of the group's fighters as young boys. Now she's using her access to broker peace deals and negotiate freedom for the hostages. The world's most decorated gymnast. From Vogue. Simone Biles won her 5th all-around international title in October, making her the most decorated gymnast in world championship history. In this profile, Biles opens up about overcoming abuse, dealing with the postponing of the Olympics, and training in the midst of a global panic. Andy Samberg's next act. From GQ. Andy Samberg finds himself in an odd spot. His new rom-com, Palm Springs, broke Hulu's opening weekend record, and it's getting great reviews. On the flip side, police protests upended the viability of his day job, the detective sitcom Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Please don't take away Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Come on. Here's how the comedian is navigating the not-so-funny realities of our ever-changing world. How about we make it stop changing quite so much? Change for the sake of change is not a good thing. The viability? So stupid. Etc. People living in the city are slightly happier. I find that hard to believe. 5 charts help visualize modern online dating. A time-lapse of each state's most Googled item. From our partners, this company lets you create a website you're proud of. Its intuitive platform has drag-and-drop versatility and tools to bring virtually any idea to your page. Get started today. I bet it's Squarespace. Is it? Is it Squarespace? Oh, it's Wix. I forgot about Wix. Photos of the 1918 face mask movement. Ugh. Buckingham Palace now has its own gin. Neat. This road trip helps capture the physical scale of $1 billion. Why a road trip? USC will award scholarships to students who stay home. That's annoying. Los Angeles introduces take some, leave some. Fridges for the hungry. Something tells me there's not going to be a lot of stuff left. Just a wild guess. Just a hunch. Clickbait. One weird trick to find out if you have a bee infestation. History book. Tsar Nicholas II and his family are executed, 1918. Disneyland opens in Anaheim, California, 1955. Rest in peace jazz singer Billie Holiday, 1959. Rest in peace broadcast legend Walter Cronkite, 2009. Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 is shot down, 298 are killed, 2014. There is no such thing as a little freedom. Either you are all free or you are not free, Walter Cronkite. Well, my good man, this moment in time, we are not free. No, we are not. We are constrained. We are inhibited. We are tyrannized. Yeah, we're not free. That's it for today. Thank you, and good night.